Hello and welcome here to TalkFCB and welcome back to the channel here today, guys. And boy, do we have a big video coming up because we've had massive transfer news and it's come out of nowhere. Dro has decided to leave Barca. He is walking away from the club. It's his choice. And he is leaving to join PSG. We have to discuss the full fallout of that. And let me just say, Hansi Flick is fuming. We're going to be hearing from him. It's powerful, it is passionate from Flick, and there is lots to discuss on that. There's more transfer stuff too, regarding Rashford, and also regarding Marc Bernal, and as well, don't forget, we have a game tomorrow. So come on, and let's do this. Now today's video is coming to you courtesy of Manscaped because it is a new year and that means it's time to get ourselves in good shape. You know, January's where you need to do your work. You need to sort of set yourself up nicely for the year ahead, and that is where Manscaped come in nicely because their men's grooming products, they are right at the very top. You know, think about Barca in terms of La Liga. You know, they're head and shoulders above the rest. Think about Barca in terms of playing against Real Madrid, you know, a few days ago. It's night and day, isn't it? So you've got to go with Manscaped. You've got to go with the very best, and they will set you up for the year nicely there. Whether you want a clean shave on the face, whether you want a nice little shave on the head, whether you want it below the head, they will get it all covered for you. Let's just say that, guys. So please go ahead right now over to Manscaped's website. They ship right around the world. It's speedy delivery. It's fantastic customer service. You can even get loyalty, VIP points on the site right now. And please do get 15% off your order simply by using the code TalkFCB at checkout. Do that now. Secure that saving. And a big thank you indeed for helping to support the channel. Because honestly, guys, I haven't forgotten that we're playing, and I'm very excited for the game against Real Sociedad. It's not going to be easy. It never ever is against them, particularly away from home. Barca are going to be tested. I would just say Real Sociedad this season, they have been very much hit and miss. Right now, they're mid-table. They have underperformed for most of this season. They are 12th currently in La Liga. And then on the side of Barca, we are chasing our 12th win in a row. Can we make it 12 in a row? That would be absolutely extraordinary. Now, the one big thing to note already is that Rafinha today, he did not train with the team. He remained in the gym for today's session, and that's off the back of receiving a really heavy blow in the Copa del Rey against Racing Santander. So right now, he's still struggling a little bit with that. Flick confirmed in his press conference that we're going to have to wait and see if he is going to be available. Hopefully, Barca tomorrow can continue this streak, continue the momentum. But yeah, the build-up to this game has been dominated by the January transfer window. Because the big news, like I say, that has come out of nowhere, Dro is leaving Barca to join Paris Saint-Germain on a 4-year deal, and it is going to cost PSG only €6 million to make this deal happen. They are paying Dro's release clause. There was other clubs interested too, but he has decided to leave Barca to go to France. Now let's just unpack this in full, because there are so many different layers here and there's so much to take into account. Because I would first of all say that remember back in pre-season when Flick gave Dro a massive opportunity there. He put so much faith in him as a 17-year-old to take him on the first team pre-season tour to Asia. He was very good. He played matches, he scored goals, it was all very exciting, and I think we were all very impressed by him. Flick very much took him under his wing. Now, of course, off the back of that encouraging pre-season period, then moving into the regular season with La Liga, with the Champions League, it's always going to be a step up for a young player here. You're thinking of La Liga, it's a very physical league. A lot of people don't really seem to grasp that from the outside. La Liga is physical, and it's the same in France, by the way. And my feeling was, in Dro's 4 La Liga appearances this season, 1 start in that time, my feeling was he wasn't quite ready. And I think we'd all admit that. And that's not to say that he's a bad player. It's not to say that he doesn't have talent and potential. He does. But when you watched him this season, the game was passing him by. You know, he was being out-muscled, he was being outgunned in that area, and it's a difficult position as well that he's playing in, receiving the balls in those areas. It's not easy. You know, you need time as a young player to grow into that first team, and he didn't look ready. Now, a lot of people then will jump on that and say, well, if he's not ready, if you're not really convinced by him at this point, then why then are PSG so interested? Why then are Man City as well? They were reportedly interested in Dro too. Why do these massive clubs want him? Well, look, what I would say here is he's available for €6 million. That's his release clause. It's incredibly low, and for clubs like Man City and PSG, €6 million is like going and buying a cup of coffee. It's nothing to them. Of course they're going to take an opportunity. They're going to pounce on a chance to sign a talented young player. They don't know how he's going to turn out. It could be brilliant. It could be terrible. But at the end of the day, €6 million for these clubs, it is very much worth the punt. And of course what you'd say here is, from Barca's point of view, looking at La Masia, looking at young players that come through, this is something that can happen. We have had so many talented players over the years come through. That's what the academy produces. There's so much talent there. Some of them leave, some of them go away, some of them decide to turn their back on the club, and for some of them it works out. For some of them, it doesn't. You're looking at Marc Hugh. That's a recent example here. Somebody who left Barca to join Chelsea, went to the Premier League. It's been a disaster for him. You don't know in the end how it's going to turn out. And regarding the release clause, apparently Barca, once Dro turned 18 and he could sign that professional deal, they wanted to extend him. They wanted to bump up that release clause to sort of protect the club there. But obviously, there was no time to do that. He only turned 18 on January the 12th. Deco was not able to complete that renewal in time. And then that left it wide open then, like I say, for clubs around the world to pounce. But let's move on now to talk about Hansi Flick's reaction, because this is the one for me that really matters. Because apparently Flick, when he found out about Dro deciding to leave, he was absolutely shocked. He couldn't believe it. He was really, really surprised about that. And in today's press conference, you feel the frustration. You feel a bit of anger. You feel disappointment there. So many emotions here that honestly, Flick just comes out and speaks. Because at first, by the way, he clearly says here, I don't want to talk about it. He doesn't really want to get into it, as you'll hear.
I don't want to answer, really. I don't want to answer because I as a coach, you give a lot of energy also in the players. You give them the confidence, you believe in them, you help them to grow, to improve, of course. And I don't know, but I also know that there are also people around this player, and I would want to wait till it's done. So if they said, okay, now I change, I go to another club, maybe then you ask me please again, okay, but not now.
Because, yeah, he's saying, I'm not going to talk till it's done, maybe ask me later, maybe I'll talk a bit more about it when it's all completed. But then literally one question later, he gives a very powerful response to what it means to play for Barca, to what it means to be a young player coming through La Masia, the opportunities you get, what the club provides you with, and what it means to succeed here, and the want and the will to succeed here. And like I say, this for me is really, really powerful stuff from Flick.
But also with our situation, and what I appreciate a lot, and this is also what I want to say to the players, to young players from La Masia. We are Barca, and we are one of the best team in the world, actually. And we give them the opportunity to train with us, to grow every day with the best players maybe in the world. And this is what I can say to them. We give them the opportunity. We give them the support, believe in them, the confidence, with them. And this is, you have to be there. If you want to play for Barca, then 100% with your whole heart. And this is what I want to say to everyone who is now maybe with us or in the future with us. This must be by 100%. These colors, you have to live for them. And this is what I want to see. And all the others, I don't want. Okay, this is what I can say.
And I just think it's all really surprising. I really, really do. And I know people will think, well, it doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, young players will come, young players will go. It's what happens at Barca. We have to accept it. And ultimately we will. But I would just say right here, it's the club of his dreams. It's somewhere where he's grown up at, where he is getting an opportunity. He's in the first team. He's around the first team. And I'd look at it even a few days ago. We just won a trophy. We're on our way back from Saudi Arabia. You get one of the captains of the club. he gives you a cake, on your birthday. And I know that might seem insignificant, but you're a young player here. You've got the whole Barca first team around you, making you feel part of it, making you feel part of that family, really wanted, really valued. Would you get that at another club? Would you get here this young player, just turned 18, on the fringes of the squad, making you feel that welcome? I honestly don't believe you'd see that in other clubs. I really, really don't. And can I just say as well, even towards the end of the press conference there, where question has gone by, you could still see that Dro and the decision and all of this, it's still on Flick's mind. He still couldn't help himself from going on a tangent about it. He'd be talking about one topic and all of a sudden then he'd be back to this decision that was made by an 18-year-old, talking about outside influences, talking about the fact that you've got to make your own decision. And even here, you'll hear that Flick actually has to stop himself from talking more about Dro.
I said before, they are playing in one of the best teams, and we have fantastic players, world-class players, and so it's not easy. It's not easy to get minutes, of course. But at the end, every training with this team, with these players, makes you better, and this is what I can see in every training. So this is the way normally. So and when they are doing good, and when they deserve to play, they will play, of course. So I said before, withdraw if it's not done. So I will not repeat or answer this question. But it's football, it's football, and sometimes it's like that. You're not agree with that what they are doing, but they are 18, they are old enough to make the decisions. They are the people around them. And of course, when I see no, I don't want to talk anymore. It's better.
That's enough.
No, it's enough. Yes.
That's enough. Yeah.
Okay.
But I thought those responses were brilliant. I really did from Flick. I think what you see today from the press conference, the heart was on the sleeve. He spoke very, very much from the heart, full of passion, full of pride for representing this club. That's what it's all about. And he wasn't done there, by the way, in terms of the transfer talk. Because then we move on to another big topic here in the January transfer window. Marc-Andre ter Stegen, his future. He is believed to be on his way to Girona, but as of right now, Flick would not be drawn on that. He actually said that tomorrow ter Stegen will be in the squad and that maybe it is not quite over the line as of right now.
It's Marc's decision. Marc is an experienced player, and he knows exactly what he wants also for the future. It's his decision, and of course we spoke in the last days, last weeks, many times. I have no other information, so for me now he is in the team tomorrow.
And there was also lots of talk, understandably, about Marc Bernal. He's another player, actually, that's being linked to Girona right now. They are taking ter Stegen. Will Marc Bernal also join them on loan? Well, he started against Racing Santander. I thought he was pretty solid. I thought he actually put in a good performance in that game. And listening to Flick today, he doesn't want to lose him. I think Flick is at the point again whereby he doesn't want to keep losing players. He wants to have a squad available to him. He wants to have options there, particularly in the midfield areas. And he very much believes in the talent, in the quality, in sort of bringing Bernal back to his absolute best level.
Well, I hope so. For me, my opinion is clear. But in football, you never know what happens. But what I can say from my side, he stays here. Because he came from a huge injury. He's now adapting a lot and he's improving a lot. And we want to support him. We want to help him to reach his level and maybe more. And I think also what I can see about him, he has a lot of potential. And this is we want to help that he can reach this potential.
But of course, guys, one of the very big transfer stories right now regarding Barca is all surrounding Marcus Rashford. Will he be continuing at the club beyond the end of the season? And of course, we do hear plenty of rumours, day in, day out, that Barca have made that call, that they have already made the decision, that Rashford will be staying, that we will pay the money required, the big money, could be around 30 million euros to keep him at the club permanently. But I think listening to Hansi Flick today, it's interesting, really. He speaks about his conversations with Deco. He speaks about the fact there that he does very much value Marcus. There's no denying that. But he does emphasise here that there's still plenty of months of the season to go, that ultimately there's still a long way to sort of judge and to go yet, and maybe things aren't quite as set in stone as we'd imagine.
Diego and I, we always speak about our team, what we can do, what is necessary, and also like this. And I think also Marcus, his performance was very good till now, and but we have to manage it. So it's Deco's job and also the club job to do things. We need maybe for next season, but we have to wait. We have time. We have time more. Many months, many days, many weeks. So.
And I just think these insights from Hansi Flick, I think they're absolutely priceless right now. And I think today, like I say, he spoke with such security, with such passion in terms of Barca and what we are dealing with here in this transfer window. There could still be, in my opinion, a few twists, a few turns around the corner. Maybe a few million freed up could help us with some activity this month. We will have to wait and see. But guys, on the game against Real Sociedad tomorrow, let's get back to the game in hand. I am going with a Barca win by 3-1. What do you think about that? What are you expecting from the game? What are your predictions? What would your starting lineup be in this one? I would imagine that it'd be slightly different from the midweek clash against Racing, but maybe similar to what we saw against Real Madrid in the Supercopa final. I will see all of you guys after the game, of course, with all of the reaction. Thank you indeed for tuning in. Thank you for all of your kind comments and your feedback on the video clips. I appreciate that, and I will see you soon. But until next time, as always, Veshka, El Barça.